Hey there, math fans. This is test 15, lesson 1. Get your swords ready. Today we're going to work on identifying percentages from a picture and plotting negative points on a grid. So we'll start by identifying percentages from a picture. So just a quick review, percentages are ratios out of 100. Percent means per 100. So when we give a percentage, we're giving an equivalent ratio out of 100. And in this case, it's really easy because these are actually 100 grids. So we want to know what percent of each grid is shaded in. This gets much easier if you realize that each of these is a 10. So for example, in this first square, there's only one that is not shaded. So I could sit here and go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. 90% of the grid is shaded in. But I could have also realized that if only one is not shaded in, it's 100 minus 10, so 90. On this one, 10, 20, 30, 40 is going to be my tens digit. And then my ones is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces are shaded in. So 47% of that grid is shaded in. And then on this last one, there's only one bar shaded, and it's not even the whole bar. It's one less than the whole bar. So if this is all 10 and one is not shaded, that's going to be 9% shaded in. And that's all there is to telling percentages from pictures. So let's move on and plot negative points on a grid. And this is just review too. But one thing to remember, of course, is that we always plot our points as x, y. So the x-axis always goes first before the y-axis. Doesn't matter whether we're using positive or negative points. So here's a grid, and obviously my positives go up, my negatives go down, and you can remember that easily because it's just like a thermometer. And on the x-axis, it's just like a number line. My positives go to the right, my negatives go to the left. So this question asks me to plot and connect the following coordinates. So the first one is -3, 4. So I'm going to start by finding, obviously the first one is going to be on the x-axis because we always do it that way. So I'll start by finding -3, which is going to be, here's -2, so -3 will be right there. And then I need to go up to +4, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be my spot. There it is. And my next one that I need to plot, and I'm just going to put a little line through this one so I know I've done it. My next one is -3, -4. So -3, -4. And I'll put a line through that one because I'm done. Continuing on, I have next +6, -7. So I'll start by going to +6 and then all the way down to -7 right there. And my last one is +6, +7. So I'll start at +6 and go all the way up to +7. And then the question also asks me to connect those coordinates, so I will do that. And it makes a parallelogram. How exciting. So the important thing to remember here is that it's always x first, then y, and you just have to look usually to see where the negative and positive numbers are listed. But it will always be negative to the left, positive to the right, negative to the bottom, positive to the top. And then of course when you're doing your question, make sure you note if you're using a negative or positive integer for your coordinate. And that's it. You guys are getting so good at math that our lessons are getting shorter. So number 1, what percent of this 100 grid is shaded? And number 2 asks, what are the coordinates of each of these 3 shapes below? So for number 1, just write down what percent of the grid is shaded, and number 2, write down the coordinates for the square, the coordinates for the circle, and the coordinates for the triangle, remembering it's x, y. That's it. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.